Question from the audience again, and that is, I kind of try to summarize this question because it's kind of long. Under what conditions would you actually encourage someone to close their business and go out and get a job? And this specific individual is over $100,000 in credit card debt, and they've been running their business. I don't know what size it is, but 5 years unprofitably. And so when would that be? Have you ever said, hey, like, is entrepreneurship not for you? You should just go get a job. And what sort of reasoning would you ever give that kind of advice?
Yeah. I think there's an argument I'll be specific here, but I think there's this argument that you should probably just close the business if you can't recover. I don't mean financially, I mean mentally. And what I mean by that is it takes optimism and energy to build something. And if you've gotten to a place where you're so beat down, you might frankly need a break. And you might be an entrepreneur. Just this wasn't the win. Like if you think about the data, most people build. There's some stat around it's the third business or the second business that is the winner. And historically, I think the age had been something like at 42. Like there's data around this. So if somebody starts a business and it doesn't make it, like you're actually in pretty. I mean, a lot of people have been through the exact same thing. And so it might be that you are an entrepreneur, but what you need is an energy reset, an opportunity to reflect, and then to come in with a whole new approach and do it completely different. That could be the case. And so it's not whether or not, just because you failed does not mean you're an entrepreneur, but also for some people, maybe they are an entrepreneur. They hated every single thing about it, probably don't do it again. But here's to be more specific, how I think about it. I think in this exact scenario, I think you quit if you are digging a ever bigger financial hole and nothing has changed. You haven't changed anything. Like you're generally doing roughly about the same thing you've always done. The hole's getting bigger and you don't have any energy for what I would call a drastic, we'll call it a Hail Mary. Like I'll explain what I mean by that, but you don't have the energy to do a complete tear down and rebuild of your business. And so if the hole's just getting deeper, nothing has really substantially changed, and you don't have the energy, I'd say call it. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. Now, if you do have a last little bit of gas in the tank and energy, then I would say to you, you might as well just see what you can pull off, and don't be stuck. Don't be trapped by any of the traditional ways of doing business. Don't be trapped by any of the customers. Don't be trapped by anything. I want to use the sunk cost fallacy. I don't even want to go, just don't get stuck trying to do what you've done before. And look at this and say, what if I were to go down the list and get rid of every customer I don't like? What if I went down the list and got rid of every customer I don't make much money on? What if I quit doing every service I don't like, I don't make money on? What if I got rid of all the employees that I can't stand, that drive me crazy, that don't pull the weight, and I just shrunk this sucker down to a much different, smaller business? What if I said, I am out of this service and I'm doing that service and only keeping 50% of my previous business? I don't know what the fix is without seeing the business, but I'm saying radical change. It's a Hail Mary. If I were to make all these changes, would it actually give me a business that made money? I would try that test if you have the energy before you throw in the towel. If you don't have the energy, I throw in the towel, because it's going to take some energy to do that. It's going to take some courage to fire some people. It's going to take some courage to raise prices drastically. It's going to just take that courage, and the comfort that I think you want to have in this situation is what's it matter? It's over regardless. So why not try it? Because this could work, because that's worked for a lot of people. And so that would be what I'd do before I'd close it if you have the energy. Now, if you're just I'm done, then I would say get a job. And is there any maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's not, but is there any really profitable work you already have? Where you could just keep some for the weekends? Because now we need to dig ourselves out of a debt. That's just going to be a mental load on you as well. It's always going to hang over you. It's always going to remind you of the thing that didn't work. And you probably want to get rid of that debt in case you want to go for it again later. So is there an idea around, I just I'm done except for my favorite parts of the business. And if you keep any employees, it's just your favorite team members, your favorite clients, the most profitable stuff. We do it on the side. We get a job. We're done. We work down the debt. And then someday, if it makes sense, we come back to this. That's kind of how I would think about it. Again, without knowing all the details of the situation.
Yeah, I think it's hard for a lot of people to take that step back and be like, I'm going to take 3 or 5 years, shrink the size of the business, but make it profitable. The challenging part becomes too, like if this is a smaller business, $100,000 of credit card debt
Could be hard.
My goodness, that could be a high enough payment per month on, if it's 20% interest, where like when in which world would you consider bankruptcy as an option for this person?
How do you define that?
I'm trying to think because like say for example, this person is able to quit their business but get a job that's maybe making 60 grand a year. That's not even going to hardly pay the interest. And so now that becomes not an option, and they keep doing this digging their business trying to fix it, when in reality it's because they can't go get the job and keep paying down the debt. Yeah.
Without looking at it, I don't know how to give a rule there. Mm-hmm. I would say that I would try everything I can not to do bankruptcy because it's just a different problem. But if you have to, you have to. I would first try my approach to the drastic change. That has fixed a lot of people get trapped doing the same thing. And when they depend on the business for any amount of income, they just can't change it. And so I would go there first. And if that fails, then I think it is based on how much money are you able to find a job and get paid. And that's going to determine if you can even make the bills. And that's going to inform if you can even shoulder this debt or if you need to file bankruptcy. But I don't know how to give a number for that. Do you have a way to think about that?
Not really. I just wanted to see kind of how you thought about it. I think too, for someone that might be going through this, it's like you will have to reduce, if you've had pride around the sacred cows of the business of what services you offer, which client you offer, how you do your branding, who you're serving, like you're going to have to get that pushed aside and likely get some other eyes on the business. Because if you're so drained and depleted, you don't have the energy, you probably need someone else's eyes that is not going to look at all the sacred cows that you're afraid of slaughtering. Like, oh no, we have to do fertilization weekend. We have to do this other service. It's like, whoa, do we? Having the secondary set of eyes that have not been inside the business is usually a useful way to come up with what are the drastic changes that need to happen. And one thing I've been thinking a lot about is like blue sky thinking. Like, okay, if we cut the business in half, which half would we take? If we stop servicing that area 45 minutes away, what would actually happen? If we cut out half the team members, if we stopped having this lease, if we moved everyone to where they took their trucks home instead of coming to the shop, like what are the drastic blue sky measures that we've never even thought about because we've just kind of been stuck in this is how we do it. And like, I just need to keep doing more and better. And sometimes people, because they're so focused on optimization of 1%, it's like, well, can we step back and just completely X this off of the business, completely change the way we do it? And in most businesses I find, depending on the size, there's enough of a kernel of profitability, if shrunk down to, we can grow off of that. But it does require someone with enough intestinal fortitude to go do it. And to your point, when someone's beat down mentally and they don't have the ability to do that, that's tough.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I would sure want to try that first. So could you find that person? I think that's good advice.
If you've built a $1 million home service business, but you're struggling to get to the next level at $10 million in annual revenue, I've created a private community just for you. It's called Home Service Boardroom, because what got you to $1 million is all the work, the hustle, the grind, figuring out your leads, your website. But what gets you from $1 million to $10 million is learning the skill of leadership, finding other great talent and managers to work for you. If that's of interest, go check out mikeandy.com/school or see the link in the description.